Well, it's Sunday afternoon, September 14, 2025. And I am headed over to the Marina just to sit on a boat today. We were out sailing yesterday, and the plan is to go out again tomorrow. So my wife didn't want to go today. So I'll just go sit aboard and maybe do a few minor chores, and that will be that. Okay. And so I've got to get over these speed bumps, but then I will head over via Route 102A from Bass Harbor to Southwest Harbor, and we'll make a couple stops along the way to look at the ocean. Okay, I'm on Route 102A. This is a loop that goes from Bass Harbor out along the ocean to Southwest Harbor. And we just drove into Acadia National Park. There's about a 1.5 mile strip of land here that is Acadia National Park that the road goes through. And we're going to, in just a minute, pass the parking for Ship Harbor and Wonderland, the two Acadia National Park trails out here. And here's Ship Harbor. You can see there are a few cars parked here. On the right hand side of the road there is parking for about 18 cars, and overflow is just to pull off beside the road. Thanks. So there are about 35 cars here today, which is not that many. I've seen as many as 80 in the height of the summer, but it's the middle of September and things are slowing down a little bit. And it's also just after 2 on Sunday afternoon, so a lot of people who came out here for the weekend are headed home already. This is the Wonderland Trail. You can park at one and walk to the other one. And there are 8 slots off to the right in a little parking area. And there are a total of 18 cars here, so that makes about 53 cars at these two areas. And we're going to continue through Acadia National Park here until we get over to the Seawall area, where the Seawall campground is, and also the Seawall picnic area. And I'll pull into the picnic area and we'll take a look out over the ocean. Okay, this is the Seawall area. A little house off to the left belongs to Acadia National Park. Use it for summer housing for park employees. And we're going to turn right up here and go into the picnic area. If we turned left, we would go into the Seawall campground. I'm not going to turn in there because I don't want to disturb anybody that might be camping in there. I'm not sure when the campground is closing this year. Probably not for another couple of weeks anyway. Probably by early October. Okay, well, there it is. The Gulf of Maine. It's a little choppy today. There's a bit of a breeze out here. The last few days has been very, very calm here, and there has not been much of a breeze. So I'm gonna pull over and we'll get out of the vehicle. Okay, we're looking east from the picnic area here across to Great Cranberry Island, and I can see a sailboat beating out the Western Way, which is the passage between Great Cranberry Island and Mount Desert Island, which is where we are now. Over here, there's some picnic tables, and these are oceanfront, as you can see. And 2 years ago, when we had a big storm, they were actually in the ocean picnic tables. So I'm walking on top of a natural seawall here, where the wave action has piled up the rocks I'm standing on. And it's a nice day out here. A little on the warm side, actually. We're out the other day, we had to wear jackets. It's probably low 70s today. As we come across here, you can see some people sitting out on the beach out there. This is Maine's version, or at least down east Maine's version of a sandy beach. These are pretty sandy. These rocks are only sort of 1 to 6 inches. And a beautiful day out on the water. Those are the Duck Islands over there. They're about 4 miles out, and there's a lighthouse at the right-hand end of the right island. You can only see it from the water. Okay. So this is the Seawall picnic area. This is in Acadia National Park, and if you want to stop here, you do need a park entry pass. But it's a perfect day for a late afternoon or a late lunch here at one of the picnic tables, looking out over the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Maine. Well, I'm heading out of the picnic area. No deer yet. If you come by here, between about 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock, there are lots of deer. I've seen as many as a dozen right here in the National Park segment. And we're going to go across the actual seawall, which is a natural seawall of rocks piled up by surf action right up here. In January and February and March, there were big of 2024, there were big storms that overwashed this road and tore it up pretty badly, and it was closed for several months, which was a bit of a nuisance. And right up here, you'll see patches of new asphalt that were put down when the road was repaired. And they're supposedly going to repair it again starting next spring. But the details have not been released yet. And that was the first stretch where the road was ripped up. Here is another spot where it was ripped up. And right here, it was torn up all the way across. And lots of rocks were washed up on the road. Right up here, there was about a 10-foot high seawall of rocks washed across the road. Those rocks there stretch straight across the road. And now we're headed in toward the town of Southwest Harbor. We're actually in Southwest Harbor right now. We're in the village of Seawall. And we will pass through the village of Manset and then go into the metropolitan area of Southwest Harbor. Which brings me back to Maine and its political structure in terms of towns. All land in Maine is in one sort of municipality or another, a town, a city, or possibly a plantation, which is the least developed municipality. And I got something rattling and squeaking in the back. And so you're never out of a municipality as you drive around in Maine. That's why, even though we're not in the village of Southwest Harbor. We are in the town of Southwest Harbor, which includes the villages of Manset, Seawall, and Southwest Harbor itself. We're going to go up here and head over and drive along the shore in Southwest Harbor. And incidentally, this is the drive that I take most of the time when I want to go over to my boat in Southwest Harbor. It's a pretty leisurely drive, and right here you can, well, the angle isn't good. You can see out over the great harbor of Mount Desert Island. So anyway, we'll be up to the spot where we turn down to go to the shoreline in just a little bit, and I'll come back when we get close. Okay, I'm a couple minutes up the road. I'm turning down Kings Lane to go out to the waterfront here on the south side of Southwest Harbor. Southwest Harbor is an east-west oriented harbor, and so the shorelines are the South Shore and the North Shore, and there is a little bit of shoreline along the west end of the harbor at the inland end. So we're just going to drive up here and head over to the waterfront. And we're going to pass one of the two remaining boat builders in Southwest Harbor. This used to be a pretty major boat building town. There were, let's see, there was Ellis Yachts. They still exist. They build boats to order only. They don't build them on spec anymore. At least I don't think they do. And there was Wilbur Yachts, very close to Ellis. They closed down a few years ago, and basically their land and buildings have been sold off now, so they are gone. And up here we are going to pass the original location of Hinckley Yachts, and here's a view out over the harbor. We're coming down right along the harbor here. This road is turned into Shore Road, and this is Hinckley Yachts right here, and they're starting to haul boats out. So what you see right here, this is where they have their travel lifts and they haul boats out. So they're starting to haul boats out for the winter. This yard is now a storage and maintenance yard. They're not building boats here anymore. They have their boat building facility just off Mount Desert Island in Trenton, Maine. But they still operate the original Hinckley Yard. Now this is Southwest Harbor. As I said, we're driving along the southern or Manset shore. The land on the other side is Clark Point. I'm going to pull in here and park, and we'll take a look around. This is the Southwest Harbor Town Dock for Manset, right up here. So just wait until it's, see if there's any place. Well, I guess I'll just park here and we'll walk over. Okay, we're looking across at Greening Island over there, with the hills of Mount Desert Island in the distance, and now looking north up toward Somme Sound, past Clark Point, where that white building is. And we'll walk over here to the town dock. This is the Manset Town Dock. This is where we haul and launch my Allied Princess 36 sequester on a hydraulic trailer. And then it is trucked over to the boatyard where it is stored for the winter, which is about a quarter mile from here. Okay. We'll just go over to the dock and have a look at the upper part of the harbor. The moored boats out here toward the mouth of the harbor are in the Hinckley Company mooring field, and the bulk of those boats are here to be hauled out and put in storage at Hinckley for the winter. Okay, this is the town dock with its boat launch ramp, and this is where we will be hauling sequester out in about a month. We just come up, tie up on that dock where the dinghies are, they'll back the hydraulic trailer in, we load the boat and pull it out, unstep the masts in the parking lot, and head over to the storage area. Okay, here's the view looking up the harbor. I'll get across. And you can see lots of boats still on moorings, although a few have disappeared already. And it's quite nice out here. Beautiful day today. You can see the sails on the schooner Ambergris. They're probably getting ready to take another group of passengers out for an afternoon sail in the Great Harbor. There's a wide variety of boats here, from state-of-the-art sailing yachts to everything from skiffs to multi-million-dollar Hinckley powerboats. So, and a little summer cottage here. Okay, I'm going to head over to the marina now. Yeah, I just pulled into the marina, and I thought I'd mention one other boat builder here in Southwest Harbor. That gray building over there with the green roof used to be Morris Yachts, but they shut down years ago. The company was sold to Hinckley, and except as a name, they really don't exist anymore, which is unfortunate because they built some beautiful boats. And that's the north shore of Southwest Harbor over there. And tide is up pretty close to high right now, so it's a nice view across the harbor. Alrighty, I'm just walking down the ramp to the dock here at the marina. Can see a few boats, mostly small boats. Pretty much all these boats that are here are people who rent a slip for the entire season. And most of the transient boats that were here are gone, and all the big boats are gone. There's one transient boat over there, and other than that, it's definitely starting to thin out. As we walk across here and get a feel for what some of the boats are that are here. This finger pier for most of the summer had two Hinckley picnic boats at it, and they both disappeared on the same day about 10 days ago. Hauled out for the season. As we walk across, it looks like somebody's doing a little varnish work there. They got tape on their windscreen. And this is a Hinckley Picnic Boat Classic 36 footer. One of the boats that we are seriously considering was very similar to this boat. Had the awning over the cockpit and everything, and the bow rail. The main difference was it's a different color. This one is the sort of typical Hinckley flag blue, and this is a Back Cove 29. A lobster yacht there. I don't know who built it. Doesn't say anywhere on it who the builder was. As we walk out here a little. Oh, here's a visiting sailboat that just showed up. Wasn't here yesterday. And here, of course, is my boat. Thanks for watching.